So we talked about this earlier in our podcast, how Paramount Hasbro wants to start like this Hasbro universe. So I guess they put out a timeline of when these movies are going to come out. And we kid you not, the first movie out of this new Hasbro relaunch is going to be a G.I. Joe movie for March 27th, 2020.
2020.
That's ridiculous.
That's like, wow. And then...
How early in the concept stage is it right now? It must be super early.
But they'd say down to the day, the 27th.
Yeah.
They know that for a fact. And had they casted people? Is there
a script been written? Anything?
I think this is really up in people's heads right now. Not even like on paper.
And the sad thing about G.I. Joe, I like the G.I. Joe movies. I enjoyed them from what they were. They were fun little summer movies.
Yeah.
And now we're going to reboot it, and then it's getting this far down the line. I don't know.
And then it looks like 6 or 7 months later, they're going to drop the Micronauts movie. So they're just filming all these movies at the same time?
That's what it seems like.
They're all in the same sets.
Okay, raise your hands if you remember what Micronauts is.
I can raise my hand for a few episodes.
But I couldn't even tell you a single storyline.
I couldn't tell him.
I knew G.I. Joe, and G.I. Joe's always been in and out of the public, thing that there was a couple live action movies a few years ago, which were okay.
Yeah, as I said, they weren't bad.
And then there was like a million cartoons that keep getting rebooted.
Oh yeah,
for G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Just same thing that happens in Transformers too.
Yeah.
Like there's a show, it goes like 3 or 4 seasons, and they reboot, and they reboot, and they reboot.
That's the problem with Hasbro. They always like to reboot. They think like, oh, season 1 didn't work, we gotta reboot it.
Literally, I think G.I. Joe at this point must be like at least 12 different cartoons of it. I'm serious.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So after G.I. Joe, then they're gonna have the Micronauts in 2020. And additional, I'm reading this from comingsoon.net, Untitled Paramount Hasbro film event was set for October 1st, 2021. Whatever that means.
That's so obscure. I mean, anyone remembers
then a new Dungeons and Dragons movie in July 23rd, 2021.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that original Dungeons and Dragons movie? We saw it in theaters.
Yes, we did.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad.
Jeremy Irons, it's probably the most hammiest performance he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world was he in that movie?
I don't know.
Did he lose a bet?
Probably.
Was he doing a favor for someone? That movie's so bad.
I mean, if you want to emulate Dungeons and Dragons, just do the cartoon. I thought that wasn't bad.
Have a little more reference to the actual board game.
Can Dungeons and Dragons work as a movie?
It's hard.
I don't know if it can. Do a TV series.
Yeah, TV series would be a lot better.
But again, do you take it seriously, or do you do like the thing like there's a bunch of guys playing Dungeons and Dragons and whoa, they're sucked into the game? Like, is that the storyline?
Yeah, I liked it when they did the cartoon because they were on an amusement park ride and they didn't really know Dungeons and Dragons. They were sucked in that world, so kind of they had to learn it. So as they're learning it, you're learning it, kind of thing. Yeah. If you didn't know it.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of the kids, none of them were like really geeks.
So do you make it
normal kids?
So do you make this movie for kids?
Yeah,
I think they're going to. I guarantee they're going to.
I mean, you really should. I mean, you can't really have rated R Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, but if it's like Lord of the Rings, at least.
I guess.
But again, do you go the Lord of the Rings route where everyone's taking everything that's happening seriously?
Yeah.
I would like it the other way because they tried that in the first movie and it failed horribly when they tried to take it serious. Like there was dragons.
They tried to mix it. That's why.
And you had Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans is his friend that died, and they brought him back to life.
Should have been Marlon Wayans as Merlin. That would have been the best.
You should have been a wizard.
And then
I'm Merlin.
And what made me mad too in the movie, there was no magic. They like had powder and stuff like in weapons that had magic, but not themselves.
That's stupid.
So you make it. Was it just like a medieval version of Jumanji?
You could do that, or you can make it in that world, but make it. I guess
I wouldn't mind a PG-13 version, but I don't think they're going to go that route.
Yeah, see, I don't need blood or cussing.
No, PG-13's fine. That's why it's right at the level where it doesn't go too far.
Like there's things like where I decide, okay, I'm in charge of making this movie. I don't know what kind of route do you take. Do you go super kiddie with jokes and slapstick and funny, making fart and poop jokes like they do in all these movies?
But I can only go to a couple things where Dungeons & Dragons has been done successfully. The cartoon and Record of Lodoss War, which is a good anime that has Dungeons. It feels like a classic Dungeons & Dragons story.
And the original board game or tabletop game is pretty good.
Yeah, the pen and paper. You can make up your own characters and worlds. See, is that how you do it? Do you make it to where some kid finds his grandpa's old Dungeons and Dragons set and it's really magical? And remember those stories you told me? Those things really happened.
You make it like a never-ending story.
Yeah,
where he plays it.
Grandpa was a wizard.
Exactly.
He's looking at.
He just wasn't crazy.
He's got the big old. He's got the Dungeon Master rulebook. He's a grandmaster. He's a Dungeon Master.
See, I don't know how you do it, or do you take it fully seriously and everything that's happening?
I think a combination. You got to do a combination.
Yeah. If you're gonna make it in the world, I would say maybe have some lighthearted moments, so it's not so like serious all the time. But and then like I said, in the opposite, if you make it silly, try to make it have some heart in it.
Yeah.
So and then it continues on because in that original thing, they also talked about a few other properties: Visionaries, Mask, and Rom the Space Knight. They didn't mention those in this press release thing, but I guess they still say that they are still making those films. So those are going to be beyond 2021. That's so long from now.
It is. I mean, again, I could say Crimson Sin, and I don't know Native, but me myself love Visionaries, but I don't know if that can make it because the story's very
weird.
It's in the far future. But I don't know how this connects with the other shows.
Maybe go back in time, I guess.
But it's also like the future, but everything got destroyed, so it's more like it's still wizards and Merlins there.
Yeah.
And
it's more like a PG version of Vampire Hunter D, because that's in the far future too, but it's not so graphic.
Exactly.
Where there's still magic comes arise, and Merlin's alive again apparently, and these people go to Merlin, and every time they do a mission, they get these staffs. They make animals that come out. When they use it, they have to go back to Merlin, but they have to do a quest for him.
As you can tell, this was a show to sell a toy.
Yes, basically.
The toys came up first. Let's make a show up to sell toys.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's basically.
And they have these holograms in their chests. Or they use many times, but they use the staff. They can only use it once.
Yeah, like there'll be like a guy had like an Artemis bowman, and there was one that was like a lion.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny because the good guys and bad guys both went to Merlin.
Yeah.
So he was like not good or bad.
No, and then once you use your staff, like you said, you had to do another quest. Oh, if you want to refill it, you have to do this quest for me.
So like it made it to where they couldn't always use their stuff all the time.
And believe me, you can watch this in the afternoon. It's only like 10 episodes. It's really short.
What a really cool opening.
Yeah.
But again, all 80s cartoons had awesome openings.
Oh, yeah.
Thundercats, G.I. Joe, all of them did.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to appeal to a normal movie-going audience.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it can.
No.
It had to
I
change
think
a
it's
lot.
the list appeal, and it's just sad because it's one of my most favorite cartoons, but...
I just don't think it has appeal.
No.
Not anymore.
It doesn't.
Like I said, you barely remember this show, you know what I mean? And it's like, is anyone else going to really be like, oh yeah.
And then the other one, Mask, again, thing of opening. There's a phenomenal opening, but Mask is like a poor man's G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
It's not that interesting.
No.
Outside the opening of the show, it's nothing really.
And I don't
home
remember Rom the Space Knight at all.
It's very obscure.
I'm searching my brain for any of that cartoon, and I don't remember it. I remember Inhumanoids better than Rom.
Yeah, as I'm saying, when we start getting down to these cartoons,
Yeah.
we don't remember. What do you think the general audience is going to know? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. So I know everyone wants to make the MCU. It's not going to happen. You can't. No one can do that.
Especially with these properties, they're so weird and away from each other.
Yeah, like I mean, you can kind of mix maybe the Space Knight and Visionaries a little bit, but
G.I. Joe's supposed to take place on normal Earth.
yeah, exactly. So are they going to go to
The Transformers just show up?
Mask and G.I. Joe could work because they're in that
Military.
same world, military,
Exactly.
but
And maybe-
Visionaries, Micronauts.
Exactly. The only thing in Visionaries I can think is Dungeons and Dragons, where Merlin gets sent way into the future. But
That would even make more sense than G.I. Joe.
yeah, exactly.
if I were Hasbro, I'd rather do like crossovers like, My Little Pony and like Care Bears. Those kind of things
Exactly.
make more sense.
Those are more that wheelhouse. You can sell that to little kids
Yeah.
real easy.
Exactly.
These other things, I'm assuming once these other 3 films completely flop, there's no way we're getting the Visionaries.
No, we're
Mask
not.
again.
That's why I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and then your second one's Micronauts? Really? That's the one? I mean, over Visionaries and Mask? Micronauts is so uninteresting to me. It's just not
Yeah.
something I want to write home about. It's
Well,
just
that's not until 2020, so we
I
got some
know.
time.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So basically, G.I. Joe has to hit a home run. If not, these movies aren't going to be.
But again, a lot of people didn't like the other G.I. Joe movies, and I thought they were fine, but...
But here's the thing, though. G.I. Joe is, at its core, a patriotic thing. Can you
Yes.
make a patriotic thing in Hollywood?
Unless you're going to make it.
Yeah, it's gonna
Unless
be a little
it's unpatriotic, and then do you really want that from G.I.
At
Joe?
that point, you're going to kill the franchise
Yeah.
right there. It's going to be... You're not going to get the other movies. It's just not going to happen. So if they do it that route...
Yeah. That's the main. Also, another problem with G.I. Joe, it's an action movie at its core. It's not going to be this epic, storytelling.
Yeah, dude.
The thing
Cobra
is,
and
the
all
thing
that.
about G.I. Joe, and I know he's a main character, but I want Sergeant Slaughter. I want him out there being pro-American. Yeah, let's go. And are they going to do that?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah, it's not that the real American hero. They're not
Yeah,
going
they're not going to
No,
say that.
exactly.
They're not going to say knowing's half the battle. They missed that in both movies. I don't know why they didn't say that.
Well, it would be funny if they at the end, at the credits, they show like a PSA. That would have been funny.
Yeah,
Why not?
That's
Just
what
do
I said
it.
too. Like, have
do
the,
it.
like literally have like in Marvel where Captain America was saying all his stupid stuff, but just make it GI Joe. Like,
Yeah.
kid falls out of the tree. You really shouldn't climb trees, and unless you have a parent.
yeah.
Don't
right.
play in construction zones.
Yeah,
and they have,
exactly.
like,
Something
exactly.
silly.
pork chop sandwiches.
And then it has like a little thing saying knowing's half the battle.
Again, like I can even tell you, for example, like in Mask, I remember the General Mayhem's like little helicopter. It was purple, kind of cool looking, but just little things. It's not like, oh, this show's so amazing, it's gonna blow everyone's mind.
I kind of remember the toys more than the show.
Yeah.
I think they'd have a better chance of making toys and selling those than you would actually making these movies.
Yeah, or make them like maybe cartoon movies would be a better route.
See, live action. Again, I'm assuming they mean live action.
Yeah.
But again, we're getting that stupid Bumblebee movie that's going to be awful.
No,
But again, it's Transformers. They'll make money, so that's all that matters. It makes money, and there you go. And Transformers, I love so much, but these movies have been so terrible. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Transformers
they're
are so bad.
They're just horrible.
They're not worth watching. Watch the original cartoon movie of Transformers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, but you kind of have to have actual knowledge of the Transformers to understand
you
it.
do.
And you need to have the touch.
Yeah, you have to have the touch, dude.
You have the power.
I'm opening the freaking the Matrix. But
Hot Rod, my favorite Transformer.
yeah, and they got rid of Hot Rod. They kind of mixed them together with
I
Bumblebee.
know, right? Because Bumblebee's so popular, that's why.
Bumblebee's supposed to be an idiot.
I know.
It's supposed to be Hot Rod's supposed to be the hero. But anyways, again, we'll see you back in 2020 to review this movie.
Exactly.
We'll
We'll
be
be
around
back.
if I'm still around. Who knows at this point? But
I knew I'll buy my tickets now, and I'm waiting outside.
I'll be the man. I knew it was going to come out. No.